These are also from LivePure. They are pure carbon, coconut carbon filters that are these awesome little pouches. You're getting 6 of them, by the way. I'm sorry, 7 of them, by the way. And these are so great for those little small contained spaces. Highly recommend putting these in shoes or in drawers or in a gym bag. Your car, if there's musty odors somewhere, it will draw in the moisture and it will literally get rid of it, expel it, really just neutralize. So all of a sudden you just realize, oh my gosh, my gym bag doesn't smell like a sweaty old mess anymore. And by the way, all you need to do is put them out in the sunlight for them to regenerate. So these are a forever solution. Instead of masking an odor, how about neutralizing it? We are so glad they're back in stock. We're showing you the 7-pack in this beautiful mint color, but we also have them in gray, as well as the sand. So this is something that's gonna really, it collects scents, it collects odors, it collects the moisture, and moisture can be the big culprit in most cases of developing that smell, and it's mostly bacteria and those types of things. Bonnabelle Sherman is joining us. She is our LivePure expert and a great brand that you represent, Bonnabelle. It's very nice to see you and very nice to have these finally back in stock.
Yes, when they came up on my schedule, I said the same thing.
Yeah.
Finally!
Yay!
Because everybody does love them. Yeah, and they're such little workhorses. So these packets, the 7 of them, collect odors and eliminate them. They act as lungs. So think about these breathing in all the offending scents in small spaces, and then to have them exhale that scent, all they do is go out in the sun. And the sun helps them exhale everything it has inhaled. This is the cocoa carbon you're seeing. Cocoa carbon has small pores that absorb those odors. So, and then it gets released in the sun. When it gets released in the sun, that's what gives this a lifespan of 5 years at least. So think about the spaces that you struggle with odors, and it might be the kitty litter, it might be a diaper pail, it might be your shoes or sneakers. If you have a husband, wife, child who have stinky feet, you need these. I happen to love shoes. I collect shoes and books. Those are my 2 things. And so I need them in all of my shoes and boots and sneakers, and I do keep them in my gym bag as well. So they're going to absorb all of those offending scents with the cocoa carbon in a beautiful color choice as well. When I think about these, I think about in Florida, we have closets that absorb moisture or have moisture because in Florida you get humidity. I place these in my closets, and these can absorb 10 to 12% of humidity as well. So these are true workhorses in the home place, but also in your car. Let's say you didn't realize that tomato rolled under your seat of your car till 3 days later, and you're like, oh my gosh, how do I get rid of that smell? You get rid of the smell in your car by placing a couple of these under your seats. Now, these are meant for places, smaller places. Like if you have an air purifier, that will do your whole room. But this is for smaller places, like the car, like next to the kitty litter, like next to the diaper bin. Also, if you do crafts, let's say you do crafts and you do a little painting project or a little gluing project or new carpet in a little spot, you can use those for these as well. And there you're seeing the grommet. Now the grommet, when I first saw this product, which has been a couple of years, I went, oh, thank you for the grommet. Why? Because you can hang these on a hanger as well. Just put a little hanger in your car like this or over your regular garment hanger in your closet. Because let's say you went to a party and your shirt didn't get dirty, but it smells a little like smoke or too much perfume from somebody. Guess what? Do what I did here. I took it, it has the grommet, hang it over the hanger, let it absorb those odors. Here's where I said you should pop them into sneakers, shoes, the kids' sport shoes and sneakers, because those really get stinky. Just pop them in and they will absorb those odors. And let me give you this last thing before I give it back to Callie. So their lungs, they breathe in those offending scents for you. And then every month or 2, put it out in the sun and let the sun exhale everything it has collected. That's how you get 5 years of use from these, Callie. Aren't they great?
I love that analogy, because that is really, it breathes in all the odors, it traps it there, and then by just putting it back out in the sun, it just kind of regenerates. So they're never gonna run out of, effectiveness, if you know what I mean. So I love too that it will it's such a better alternative to any kind of chemical deodorizer, a spray you're spending a ton of money on. Even candles that have a scent, you know, it's just gonna mask the odor. You know, all those sprays and crystals and all the other alternatives we've maybe tried over the years, this is something that is tried and true and tested. We've sold over 26,000 of these. We are down to our final 4,000. And available to you, very limited in this sand color. I think we've got maybe a couple hundred left in the sand. We do have the mint that I'm showing you front and center, and then the gray. So it is definitely a solution that has helped so many of us. There's nothing worse than a musty smell. And maybe it's a closet, maybe it's a basement. Maybe these are best in a smaller contained area. So that's how they're designed and why they're designed in these individual pouches that you are getting 7 of. 4 are one shape and 3 are another shape, so you can decide where you want to use them. But I just think it's so cool that when you think about the cocoa carbon, Bonnabelle and I were chatting before the show, that's that first fight, or you know, line of defense in the LivePure, any kind of air purifier. That's what traps the bigger particles and the really the disgusting odors. It doesn't feel good to wear something that you feel like, oh gosh, is it musty? Bonnabelle, you were saying that somebody told you that if you don't have a vented or a slotted slider kind of door to your closet, that the closet will get moisture, and it's hard to get rid of moisture in a small closed up space like that. So who was it that told you that?
It is, yeah.
A contractor, I think?
My contractor told me that he walked to my house and he was fixing something. He goes, oh, good, you have, you know, louvered closet doors. I said, oh, why is that important? He said, because then your AC can get in there, the closet can breathe. And ever since that, if I go in a friend's house that has a solid door, I'm like, you need to switch that. But you still need a way to collect that 10 to 12% moisture. Now, these bags have no odor of their own. Inside is coconut carbon. We call it cocoa carbon. Coconut carbon, a renewable resource. Now I want to give you a little good verbal and visual of how these work. So I have a disc in my hand and I have some green water here. Let's pretend the green water is all the offending scents in your world. Let's pretend this white disc is the cocoa carbon that's in this bag. I'm going to drop it in. You will see it will absorb all of that green water. Great, it just did what the cocoa carbon does. Now, if I wanted to squeeze that out or have those scents expelled, I would squeeze it like that, right? Well, in this case, to expel or squeeze out every odor that these have collected, you will place them in the sun. Just an hour in the sun once a month or once every other month. The heat will have the cocoa carbon, coconut carbon, exhale everything it has collected, and that's how these work. And they're good for up to 5 years. So when you think about all the little offending scents in your world, and there can be a lot, especially if you have kids or grandkids or, you know, even a stinky husband who has smelly feet, these are going to work great for you. And they're real, I know, not funny, but it's true. Everybody's laughing at home too. These are empty vessels in the fact that they have no scent of their own. They're waiting to absorb scents in your household. It fills and empties. It fills by breathing in odors. It empties by going out in the sun and exhaling everything it has collected. And these are portable anywhere. Pop them in your gym bag. I have them in mine. Join me. Suitcases, car, fridge, paint. If you're painting a small project, maybe you like arts and crafts, you're building a dollhouse, keep these nearby. And these are chemical free. So if you're trying to keep your home chemical free, this is the way to do it. These have no chemical. They're cocoa carbon, all natural, Callie.
I love the fact that it neutralizes odors and it draws in moisture, like 10 to 12%. That was proven in studies. Great products. Very happy it's back in stock. Thank you very much for joining us this morning, Bonnabelle.
Oh, it's always my pleasure. See you soon. Bye.
By the way, final call on the sand. The next most limited, we have less than 1,000 now in the mint. We have, your best bet is in the gray. This is the 7-piece collection. This is just the look at the different colors, but all 7 for under a $20 bill, 625470. Well, we're gonna come back